Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. Sorry it's been a while since the last one, which was about November, but the last kind of 5-6 months have been very busy for me. I also picked up a rugby injury, which saw me off the bike and in fact unable to walk for a while, but I'm back cycling now. My fitness is doing okay and the rebuild is, well, it's going alright I guess. It's quite convenient, just in time for another bike trip. So on Wednesday, me and a friend are heading up to Loch, Lomond and the Trossachs. We're doing about 4 days, 450 kilometres. It's not mega mileage, it's not a mega long tour, but it's just a good chance to catch up with a good mate of mine and for me to recharge the batteries and break away from kind of the busyness and the mental load of my current life at the moment. Good morning, it's about 7:15. We've just got on our train to Glasgow. So I've gone and picked my mate up this morning. We've dropped our car off in Birmingham and we've cycled over to the station and successfully boarded the train, parked the bikes up and ready to go. So we're going to be on here for about 4 hours. Be in Glasgow maybe 11:20, 11:30 and then we'll get going. This was cycling out of Glasgow. We did find it quite difficult. There was a national cycle network, but we tried to follow most of the main roads because the cycle network weaved around a lot all over the place. But on the main roads, the traffic was terrible. There were lots of potholes, lots of roadworks going on. It was a really tough way out. But once we got out, we got to some really nice off-road paths that took us most of the way out towards sort of Lennox town before we started our first climb of the day. Hi, first update of the day. We're in Lennox town. We're about 30k in. It's taken us about an hour 15. Getting out of Glasgow was an absolute nightmare. We followed the NCN 7 for a bit and it was decent, but then the roads just were awful. The traffic was disgusting, but we're out now. We're about to go up Crow Road out of Lennox town to a place called Fintry, which is a really big hill. So I'm just going to stock up on a bit of food to hopefully eat when I'm at the top. But I'll provide another update probably in about 30k. So this was the first climb up out of Lennox town. It was probably a couple of kilometres, about 5-6%, nothing insane, but the scenery was spectacular. And when we got up to the top, it was even nicer. There was no one around for ages. It was fairly easy going, very, very windy, but we just enjoyed the ride while we were up there and enjoyed the isolation and not seeing anyone. From calendar, it's about 6:30 in the morning. It's light, nice and early. I'm feeling good, prepped for today. Gonna go downstairs soon, get a nice big breakfast. But today's plan is in the Trossachs road down to Aberfoyle, NCN 7 through Dryman, down to Balloch on Loch Lomond, over to Alexandria, up the west coast to Helensburgh, up across Loch Long, and we'll probably skirt back across between Loch Long and Loch Lomond via a couple of the military roads or transport roads between, and then up to Arrocha where we stay tonight at the top end of Loch Long. The weather's looking good, I'm feeling fresh. Good morning. Quick update. It's day 3. We're at the Loch Hotel in Arrocha, but I realised I didn't do any updates of yesterday. So yesterday was a really tough day. It's about 125k, 1800 or so metres of elevation. We left Callander on the Trossachs road, went out and descended down into Aberfoyle, which was beautiful descent, although Indy, who I'm cycling with, had a stone hit his front tyre and completely slashed the tyre. But luckily I bought a spare one. We managed to fit that and get it done. But yeah, Aberfoyle down to Balloch on the south side of Lomond, and then across to the west coast to Helensburgh, and up through Helensburgh to get Loch, where we crossed back over to the east side over to Loch Lomond. Went up to Loch, which was a little village a couple of people recommended, which was beautiful. And then up to Inverberg, and then we took the Tulloch Road back across to the west coast on to the side of Loch Long and up to Arrocha, where we are now. Day 3 done. One more to go. About 123k today, I think it was. Absolutely stunning, beautiful scenery, but tough as always. So we left Arrocha. We left out of Loch Long about 8:30 this morning in glorious sunshine. Had to put some suntan lotion on before I left, of course. Headed north on the A82 through Butterbridge, which was a fantastic descent. I think about 60 kph for about 5k. Beautiful road. And then we went west along the south side of Loch Fyne, heading into the Argyll Forest region. We followed the south coast of Loch Fyne to Otterferry, where we stopped at a pub called the Oyster Catchers. Had a couple of oysters freshly picked out of the loch this morning, which were just beautiful. Obviously it's a sea loch. And then we headed west out of there, and then kind of around the west and south side of the Argyll coastline and over to Dunoon, where we are tonight. And then tomorrow morning we're going to get a nice early little ferry over to the mainland and go to the Clyde Marshall National Park, which will be really difficult, very remote, but hopefully quite pretty and a nice way to finish the day before we head back up to Glasgow. So hopefully relax, grab a drink, rest up, and then get our train back tomorrow. So yeah, let's head off for dinner and try and get a good night's sleep. And I'll update you tomorrow. Good morning, it's the first update of the day. We are right up on top of the Clyde Marshall National Park. We've only done about 10k today, but we've done 300 metres of elevation. We had an early breakfast and caught the 8:15 little ferry over from Dunoon over to Gorrock. And since then, yeah, we've just climbed, but we are in the absolute middle of nowhere. It's been a really tough morning. I had a massive breakfast, 3 black puddings. One of them nearly came back up, but yeah, we're up here now, and it's just, I think, about 10 miles of just plain sailing along. Hopefully no more hills for a while. And then get to Glasgow nice and early, have a shower at the leisure station, get some food, chill out and get our train home. Back to England, where it might be raining. Probably is raining. All done. We're about 82k today. Last day of the trip. Made it back to Glasgow about 2:30 today. We followed National Cycle Network most of the way back from Paisley, which in hindsight was quite a bad idea because if you look at the map, which I think's been a few clips ago, it wiggled around a lot getting into Glasgow, and it was really slow and it was tedious, and we could have just took a main road in and it would have been a lot quicker. But oh well. So we got in, we went to the leisure centre, had a little rest there, just had a coffee, had a slice of cake, went in, used their showers, just got changed, got ready, and we're going to head over to O'Neill's in a second. Probably have a bit more food, have a pint, well deserved, and then we'll get our train back about 5:30 out of Glasgow, back into Birmingham tonight, get back in at probably about 11 o'clock or something, quite late, and then we'll cycle over, pick up the car and drive home. But what a trip, wow. 4 days, about 440 kilometres overall. A lot of black pudding has been consumed, which there's worse things. But yeah, just stunning. Seen some incredible things. Absolutely loved every second of it. I think Indy struggled with it. I think in terms of bike setup, but he's a trooper. He made it. He suffered, but he likes suffering when he's on the bike. So yeah, let's go over, get some food, and get the train, and go home, and then finish making my video. The final update of my video. Got back from Scotland a couple of days ago. Finally had a chance to start washing some of my equipment. Bike still needs to be cleaned. I'm putting that one off. I've just had a chance to recover and just reflect on the trip. It was incredible, absolutely incredible. Better than I could have hoped for. The weather was absolutely fantastic. The scenery was... The photos didn't do it justice. And just... I think... For the trips that I've been on before, I think that was probably my best one in terms of just the logistics, and just everything went really smoothly, went to plan. You know, the roads were exactly what I thought, you know, what I'd seen on maps, on Strava when I was planning. The cafes I wanted to go to were open. Yeah, like I said, the scenery was fantastic. There were no midges. We only had one mechanical where Indy slashed a tyre on descent into Aberfoyle, but luckily he had a spare, so that was fine. We sorted that one out. Yeah, just perfect. 100% I'd go back to Scotland. A rough summary. So the trip probably... The return train ticket from Birmingham to Glasgow is about 40 quid each. Hotel was probably about average 80 to 100 a night. Obviously split between two. And then food during the day. And obviously we ate quite a lot because we were doing a lot of cycling, but yeah, probably 250 quid each. And what an experience, wow. Yeah, I'd definitely go again. My next trip, which is coming up in June, I'll be doing 3 days, getting a train up to Carlisle and out of Penrith on the Sunday. So going up to Carlisle on Thursday, heading down into the lakes Thursday, and then probably into the Dales on Friday, and then kind of coming back through the Pennines a bit on Saturday, and then getting the train back out of Penrith and coming home. So I've got some planning to do on that. Thank you everyone that's watched. I hope it's inspired some people to cycle, to visit Scotland. It's a stunning part of the world. I only saw the tiniest part of it, but it's so easily accessible via train. And it's a fantastic thing to do. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you at the next video. Thank you.